得呢在平日呢与大家相见。我是今天的主持人，球给彭尊的彭尊。
我是你们今天的主持人，我的名字叫汉地 Handy Lee， 大家给我跟彭尊一个尖叫声吧 ，Come on！
耶！
没错，哇，在这个平日还有这么大的声音，真的是不同凡响啊！我们呢延续去年热烈的回响，新北国王与 Lululemon Taiwan 延续合作，再度携手呢举办我们的女王主题周 Queen's Week， 结合共同品牌理念，提倡无论场上场下，对我们身心灵的健康呢的提升。那我们 get into well-being， 心之所向，活出我们身心幸福健康。除此之外，我们也希望透过女王主题周，传递呢每位成功的国王背后都有一位非常伟大的女王。让我们一起在新庄城堡荣耀生活，我们中的那一位女王为他们戴上耀眼的王冠。那当然，我们这一次主题周禁卫军将身着全新的女王玫瑰金球衣，玫瑰金呢兼具热情与沉稳，致敬那一些为我们扛起一切的女王们，让我们可以毫无保留的在战场上拼搏。另外，国王商品部也推出球迷敲完已久的 Kings 跟 Lululemon 的联名服饰，让球迷都可以跟我们禁卫军一样，可以身着我们的训练装备。
那 Lululemon 呢和新北光呢，就是想为大家传递心之所向，活出身心幸福健康。所以一进来的时候呢，你进到城堡里面就看到 Lululemon 的摊位里面呢，就有3个闯关游戏。那闯关呢就可以获得 Lululemon 的小毛巾，或是呢新美光的周边商品。那在 Lululemon 主摊位呢登记个人资讯后呢，过去都是1位，今天呢是10位，就能够呢有机会抽出10位获得 Lululemon 试穿体验以及5000元等值商品。
没错，所以大家千万不要错过这一次的好机会啦。那我们在今天的中场游戏呢，将举行的是技术挑战赛。我们将邀请6位幸运的球迷朋友们与我们一起同乐，赢家就可以获得我们这个 Kings 我们新北国王最新的这个商品，就是我们的 Kings 发光篮球1颗。想参赛的朋友千万不要错过。那在我们紧张的比赛开始之前，要让大家知道，我们这个场是我们呢本周最难打的主场。好，让我们用最热烈的欢迎我们这个所有国王背后都会有的女王，让我们欢迎 New Taipei Queens。Okay, DJ Sound, drop the Queens.
You stay down when you the baddest. Find you in the cut, I got it. Honest, you kept it real when we from jump. It's 23 when you get done. I put it in and it's your son. Yeah, honest, spicy, I like it. FaceTime to me, that's just my vibe. Throw it back on the couch, it's just my try. Ooh, spicy. Get that booty thick, I like it. Hey, Justin B. I know you don't do this out, this is sneaky geek.
DJ turn it up, better DJ bring it back. Dollar DJ turn it up, better DJ bring it back. Dollar DJ turn it up, better DJ bring it back. Tell them play that shit again, tell them that you like that line. DJ turn it up, better DJ bring it back. Dollar DJ turn it up, better DJ bring it back. Dollar DJ turn it up, better DJ bring it back. Tell them play that shit again, tell them turn up the bass. DJ turn it up, better DJ bring it back. Dollar DJ turn it up, better DJ bring it back. Dollar DJ turn it up, better DJ bring it back. Tell them play that shit again, tell them that you like that line. DJ turn it, 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 DJ turn it,
欢迎各位来到联盟胜率最高的主场，近期获得5连胜佳绩的西北国王禁卫军，将在城堡迎战来访的Formosa台新梦想家。精彩的比赛即将开打。首先为各位介绍福尔摩斯台新梦想家，0号陈正杰，3号吴家俊，14号吴永胜，18号杨胜彦，21号简浩，28号卢冠良，30号吴松伟，34号刘美。接下来介绍先发5人 Starting Five，7号林耀宗，11号林俊基，15号莫英特，23号钱肯尼，26号李德威，总教练赖柏林，助理教练 Thomas 陈思念、刘文和，总经理韩俊凯，董事长张成忠。请所有球迷把你目光移至上方大荧幕，排排散，一起挥舞。接下来为各位介绍新北国王 ，Number 2来自台湾师大书系林世轩 ，Number 4来自世新大学禁卫军预赛大厨李伟霆 ，Number 7。观众哪爱看？小丽林立人 ，Number 55，新北直升机年糕 Kelly Medical 万年糕 ，Number 3来自国立体大小敏陈俊南。Number 19，皇家大锁榜哥林金榜。Number 13，最强需求老板杨世志。Number 5，禁区猛兽帝王木熊大Darren。接下来为各位介绍新北国王先发5人 Starting Five。Number 1，就这样被你征服 ，One of One， Joseph Lee 李书伟。Number 10，禁卫军弓箭手微笑射手简佑哲。Number 17，我大苏醒。苏世轩 ，Number 50，禁卫军门神护国神tướng快是Darren。Finally， Number 6，禁卫军士官长。新北大民族战士杨志明。 就这人马上主角马卡佩拉许浩成，听的教练刘振宇，首席体能分析师张崇熙，数据分析师林振宇，球队经理洪世虎，防务员邱博凯、吴忠豪，总经理毛家恩，执行长陈信生。
好的，现场所有我们国王的球迷朋友们，接下来的时间呢，一样回到老样子，要跟我们的新北国王啦队 New Taipei Queens 一起来为我们新北国王加油应援。让我们用最大的掌声欢迎我们 New Taipei Queens。好的，首先呢，第一个，我们先从防守做起，防守就是我们的 defense。All right, DJ 上 ，Let's get it. Defense, 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 defense. 好的，接下来呢，就是在我们拿到球权进攻的时候，也就是我们的 Let's go Kings。好的 ，DJ 上，让我们一起 Let's go Kings，Let's 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 go Kings。好的，以上就是我们的 defense 跟 Let's go Kings。接下来呢，要的就是我们新北国王的主题曲 Crown the City。DJ 上加上 Sauce， 大家一起挥动你们的双手。Everybody put your hands up in the air. One more time, one more. Say what, say what? We got it. New Taipei King. Taishin. Everybody, we got it. 尖叫声给我们新北国王还有 New Taipei Queens。好的，我们等一下精彩的比赛见。今天的比赛呢是我们的台新梦想家对上了我们的新北国王。
Century, doing something mean to it, do it better than anybody you ever seen do it. Springs from the haters, got a nice ring to it. I guess every superhero need his theme music. No one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking, I just count the hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping off the power. The system broken, the school's closed, the prison's open. We ain't got nothing to lose. Everybody we rollin', everybody we rollin', with some light-skinned girls and some Kelly Rollins. And this white man world, we the ones chosen. So good night, cool world, I see you in the morning. I see you in the morning. This is way too much, I need a moment. No one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking, I just count the hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping off the power. Till then, that the
gentlemen, seniors and youth. Welcome to the 9th edition of PLG Tuesday Night Basketball. Once again, it's the new Taipei Kings trying to further their active winning streak of 5 games up against the Dreamers, who have won the last 4 out of 5 games and have vaulted into a playoff spot if the season were to end today. There's the rest of the standings, with the Kings up on top. The Braves now in second place, with the Pilots having a little bit of stumbles out of Lunar New Year's. The Lioneers and the Steelers bring up the rear, still seeking a berth in the P.LEAGUE playoffs. On with the broadcast with me is Darren Portell. Nice to have you again on, Darren.
Thank you, Ryan. There may not be as many fans in the stands tonight, but we hope that there's a lot of action on the court tonight. And so we're looking forward to this game.
Of course, we have to clarify that. The standard is, of course, comparing to a 2-2-8 matchup between Jeremy Lin and his brother Joseph Lin, the Kings eventually winning out. But we do have a P.LEAGUE player in Jason Washburn from the Pilots. They're near the Kings bench. It's Chen and Aaron Yang on the Mandarin broadcast. I'm once again Ryan Chen. 球迷朋友们，你找到了官方的英文转播了，要看紫薇跟郑磊的中文讲评，当然按到中文的直播连接即可。但是谢谢你的收看，记得我们的转播都要按赞。In the season series between these two teams, it is Kings with the 3-1 advantage, but the one win with the Dreamers 102-82, a big victory here in Xingzhuang Stadium. And so it's kind of the way it goes between these two teams, with kind of big margins of victories from last season and this season.
Yeah, you know, I think the Dreamers are wanting to sort of continue that trend that they had last season, ending the season where they were winning several games in a row, and so wanting to increase their standings in the playoff standings. And I think the Kings are just going to continue playing hot. I mean, they're looking to play off the games that they've won the last couple games, and so just continue that streak.
One big thing for the Dreamers is that in the last 5 games, they've hit double-digit threes in all of them. And of course, in the last 3 out of 4 games, they're scoring in the hundreds. That would be the hottest offensive stretch for them on the season. Of course, as mentioning, winning 3 out of 4 has been big for them. As we see, Byron Mullins, though, putting in the strong effort he has all season long, averaging 22 points on the top row, 16 rebounds. He also is a league leader in blocks at 1.7, actually, in fact, just second and third to the couple of Dreamers. But of course, the most lethal, shooting the ball from the outside compared to even a lot of import littles we have.
Yeah, you know, you can rely on Byron to put in the points for you. And so he's just been somebody that they've been able to trust all season, no matter whether it's inside getting rebounds or stepping out for the 3.
Well, Doug Creighton has returned to the Dreamers active roster in recent times. And in fact, 6 3-pointers made in only 37 minutes played the last 3 games. He is 9 for 9 at the line and a huge contributor. We caught with him pregame.
就是很久没比赛，然后可能就是抓不到比赛的感觉。那教练团就是有给我一些可能在场上的任务，然后也限制到上场时间。那我自己知道上场要上多久，那可以就是完全 focus 在要拼什么东西。那刚好出手是有把握到，那可以希望可以维持下去，对吧？我觉得可能是。多多少少是可能伤的有受伤的人就有回来，然后有比较完整的阵容，然后加上可能在场上2个老外是大的，那比较风险空间比较多。那我觉得我们快速的风格有点回来，那我希望大家可以就是有信心的去出手，然后打一个好看的比赛，对吧？
That's Douglas Creighton sharing that recently he knows when his limited time will be, so he can focus a little bit more and play harder in those minutes. As you see, 9.7 points per game after returning from injury, 7 of 13 shooting the 3, and only averaging 12 minutes played per game. He also shared that his confidence is nice and high, so he wants to keep that up. And alongside of Kenny Chen, the team is getting a little healthier, and the spacing has been more advantageous for them as they've recently been playing with Ilkman Kalaman and Brandon Gilbeck, the import duo. But they're going to go away from that with Sir Dominic Pointer in the fray, maybe trying to countering the abilities and the outside prowess of the Kings. And on their side, we caught up with Big Sushi, Su Sishun, pregame. A power forward for the Kings who's often started, but he hasn't been able to stay on the floor for very long, and it was in fact a DNP in their last game against the Pilots. But we'll see how he'll manage himself as one of the starters, but in this game alongside of Quincy Davis instead.
在沟通上面吧，因为可能假如说我们在上半场可能在可能教练团他们赛前的 game plan 没有执行好的时候，我们中场进去的时候就是可能教练团他们还没进来休息室的时候，我们球员会先讨论上半场可能哪边需要去改进，然后球员先讨论一次，然后等教练团他们进来会再讲一次，然后下半场就是会马上做出修正，所以我们可能有些比赛可能在上半场落后蛮多的，然后在第3节或者第4节都是可以做一个逆转的，对。我觉得就是上场的自信吧，就是因为之前也是有时候可能有上蛮多的，然后可能隔一场就没有上，所以之前有时候在心态的调整没有做得这么好。然后我觉得现在就是可能要从平常的训练球的时候，然后或是在之后的比赛上场的时候，就是把自己的信心或是侵略性再打出来，让教练看到。
Su Sishun from the starting role, averaging 3.3 points there on the top left, 3.3 rebounds in only 14 minutes. Coming off the bench, you see that production reduced quite a bit as well, and he is also 0 for 12 shooting the 3, even though he's supposed to be a very mobile big. Sharing that, it's well known that the Kings players in the locker rooms pregame will communicate a lot and make their adjustments even before the coaches break from their coaching meeting and enter the locker room. He shares that he might need a little bit more confidence playing so inconsistently in terms of minutes, but maybe he'll try to work a little bit harder in practice to get that consistency on his end.
With him starting tonight, maybe this will help his confidence also, and he'll be able to look for his open shot and hit it consistently.
Besides from Jason Washburn, Irgi Caminos is also in the building, sitting nearby, trying to take in some more basketball. The Pilots with a rare week off from competition in this week. It was supposed to be an even shorter week with only 3 games, with an added Steelers-Brave games because it was postponed from COVID-19 infection. Lai Jinzong will be the crew chief for tonight's officiating staff. As we get to look at the Dreamers starting 5 with Derek Leadaway there on the left, Animal number 7, Sir Dominic Pointer 15, Kenny Chen getting a start after 3 games off the bench, and Aji Lim Jingji, only his 3rd start of the season. But the big changes coming with the Kings. Quincy Davis, number 50, getting the start with the aforementioned James Su Sishun. Joseph Lin, as always, in there, but JJ Kenyozo will be with him in the starting backcourt, along with, of course, last year's Plus League MVP and Amigo. And if you discount Joseph being an overseas Chinese and back into the local column, this is the first time this season the Kings will be going with all locals, quote unquote. But basically, we can also say no, only non-imports. For a little bit of context, in the 2nd season, the Kings won their first 3 games with only 1 import, as Lululemon Taiwan's social media executive Suan Ning will be there to tip it off, but Quincy Davis forgot about the tip-off rules.
Want to get a jump on that tip really quickly.
Now, they did lose 7 straight games with only 1 import, the Kings did, and lost both games with 0 imports, but that has not been the case so far this season, having imports absent for action. Now, we do expect Kenny Manigault and Byron Mullins to play. They did warm up and everything. As Sir Dominic Pointer in the jump circle wins the tip. Typically, the Dreamers will have Brandon Gilbeck in there, seeing his improvement from the 2nd season to 3rd. But this time coming off the bench, and in fact, looks like he's in street clothes too. Kenny Chen, first possession off glass. Quickly down the floor, they have a mismatch as JJ takes the elbow jumper too strong.
JJ came down the court and had that open look. He was going to go ahead and take it. The defense just sort of sat back and let him have that open shot.
With the lineup that the Dreamers are playing, you expect Big Sushi and Q to try to get down there early on the fast break. Pointer working on Amigo, getting by one, but Quincy Davis up for the challenge as we have another foul on the rebound, but this time it's Manimal. No score yet, 3 possessions in. Joseph Lin will try from deep, but it's a plank and harmlessly out of bounds. Last season, the season series was 3-3, but it was funny enough the only season series that was tied at 3 apiece to have such a big point difference in the Dreamers' favor. Derek with a tough turnaround. Pugh gets a hand on another block. Let's see how the scorekeepers assign that one, but still zeros on the scoreboard.
After that rebound, the Kings had three men down there to protect the rim. Deflected it out on the attempted pass.
Out of the baseline, Aji's got an open 3, yes! And our first score of the game to number 11. So funny enough, Aji, number 11, and JJ, number 10 for the Kings, went to Jiangxing University for a brief period together. The Dreamers kind of show off this 2-3 zone. Good hands by Pointer as Quincy Davis trying to pick it off the deck. He'll take the mid-range jumper, but it caroms out. Kenny almost jumps the pass as the Kings trying to get back on offense with a little bit better flow.
Kenny with the steal chance, he just couldn't get there quite in time.
They almost set up a nice play as Hugh fouled at the basket. Count the bucket, he's got a free throw coming up. I was going to say that the previous steal attempt was Sir Dominic Pointer sliding over to cut off the pass to Quincy Davis. And that ties it up at 3. Aji will take the quick fire 3 and bury it.
He's taken most of his opportunity to start out here hitting 2 threes. 2 good looks.
38% from deep. As Joseph Lin will try to answer it with short. Quincy Davis looking spry. He puts it back in for 2.
Quincy just finding the hole in that zone right there to get the rebound.
Feeling himself. Aji with a heat check. All 8 points for number 11. His 3rd year as a pro as they rotate it down. Big Sushi to JJ in the left corner.
You have outside shooters like the Kings do right now on the court. You gotta play a little harder defense in that zone.
Aji to Manimal, but he's covered up. They rotate it around, but need to fix up the spacing. Danny probing for space, looking for Derek, but instead it's Manimal with a rare 3 off the bank. Taishin working overtime, I see. The Dreamers in their green and black alternative set as JJ off the dribble overshoots it. Chance on the fast break for the Dreamers. Aji fouled by Joseph as he joins the photographers in the New Taipei Queens over on the left basket. Only second team foul for the Kings. Coach Marchand looks on. Achi's averaging 15 points on the season there, you see on the screen, and a top 10 free throw shooter at 81%. There's a few more fans on the basket in front of the Kings bench in the stands. The MC trying to wake up the fans on the Dreamers side, which might be a tough task as there's a few more Dreamers fans. As every game, there are a little bit more away fans on that side. Now it's Amigo in the middle of the zone. Space for Joe Lin, but the Dreamers recover. So kick pass to JJ. He knocks down the three.
Again, those guards have got to come out and guard against that three-point shot.
Doe tries the side stepper, but that bounces out. Good awareness by Joseph to bounce it to Amigo. He'll go to the basket, the runner is up, but another bad miss as Derek taking it out of on Quincy Davis's close shot attempt. Doe running the lane will get the left-handed lay-in. And after a dry scoreless spell, Sir Dominic Pointer jumping in for the block. I was going to say the scoring's going up in the game, but really it's the pace. Yeah. Kenny trying to be tough. He's fouled.
Pace is definitely picked up on offensive side.
They call it an Amigo as you see Sir Dominic Pointer getting back there on defense. I was going to say he's a top 5 player statistically in blocks and steals. Kenny off to the left for that free throw. Now, not having Gilbeck in there, that creates a lot of uncertainty for the Dreamers. They, of course, made the announcement weeks ago that Chris McCullough has recovered enough from his ACL injury surgery. And he is signed with the team, but they'll only have one game to play with him before the import and local registration deadline on March 18th.
To see him warm up before the game, it looked like he was fresh and ready to go.
Big Sushi trying to get his first, he does. Now he's got a percentage shooting the 3-ball.
Sometimes that's all it takes is just getting that first shot down, and then you'll have a little more confidence.
Doe still can't find the mark. Kings trying to go up. Dreamers sticking in there. Zone defense goes quickly back door. Nice find by Amigo too. Big Sushi. On the flare screen, Achi. Aaron passes. 2 Kings, in fact, were on top of that one. A little bit of slip move by Q. And the lucky bounce.
Kings are still looking to push the ball up. Take advantage of that steal.
The Kings, though, love to play man-to-man defense. A lot of pressure on the point. Achi to Derek, taking on Q, spinning to the right. That one goes down. Deflected by a Pointer, but Amigo clean catch and easy make from the corner. Amigo had a very strong game last time here in the matchup against the Steelers. Then cooled down quite a bit on the Saturday game against the Pilots as Kenny, fancy pass, but the Kings recover on defense. 3 seconds left on the clock. Trying to make a move, flings it up, and does get it on rim, but it turns into a Kings fast break. Derek, good hands. The Q hangs on. Will driving kick as James hesitates, almost into a travel, then over runs the pass as JJ finally pops free. But in and out will be Dreamers basketball, they say, as the scores table will get us a timeout to finally talk it over. It's all local start for the Kings and a one import start for the Dreamers, 21-17 at our first break.
My breath right quick. He ain't never seen it in a dress like this. He ain't never even been impressed like this. Probably why I got him quiet on a set like this. Like it, love it, need it, bad. Take it, own it, steal it, fast. Boy, stop playing, grab my ass. Acting like it's sides. Shed it, save it, keep it, pushing while you beating round the bush and knowing you want all this. Yeah, I let them bitches hate and I have you with me. I love my saying you mad committed. Really than anybody you had them ready. I let the body out of that ass and titties. It's been a long time since you. Probably why I got them quiet on the set like zip. I let them bitches hate and I have you with me. He ain't never seen it in a dress like this. He ain't never even been impressed like this.
The New Taipei Queens finished their first quarter performance, and it's our first reminder to like it up for the English broadcasters. What started out as a scoreless first 2 minutes has turned into a little bit of a track meet out on the floor.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how long the Kings can withstand this running up and down the floor with their older center in the game. Wonder how long it'll take before they'll bring in Byron or even Kenneth. Quincy's doing well though, leading the transition a lot of times.
Maybe not his most comfortable role, but he's not turned it over quite yet. Dreamers get Jeff Wu in. He's got a backdoor opportunity, but stopped at the rim. Here come the Kings, who've got number 7 Xiaoli in the fray. On the pin down screen, he'll try from 3, splash! Jeff Wu driving on Yang Xingzi. The power forward now for the Kings as Dewey. All net with that mid-range. Now Jeff Wu alongside of number 3 Hayden and Ryan Lu Guanliang, where the Dreamers started they like to go with a lot of the times, as out of bounds will stick with the Kings.
Looks like the Dreamers have been brought out of the zone. They're going back to a man.
Amigo on the curl. He'll hit the shot. After the 3 in the corner, Amigo now has 5. Again, Aji driving, then kicking to Dewey. Might have had that pride free. Joseph getting around Pointer, then pass over Amigo, but Pointer recovers. Another block to his name as we got a little bit of a 5-on-4.
That was a quick response by Pointer on that layup attempt by Amigo.
Over to Derek, but he pulls down with a missed jumper there. Through pass, but Yang Xingzi can't corral it as Doug Creighton kind of whiffs on the pass there, but the Dreamers hang on.
A little sloppy. They maintain possession.
Pointer bounces in the fadeaway.
It was a good look by Pointer.
Has not seen action in recent weeks. He's averaging, as Derek grabs the rebound, averaging 18.5 points per game. His first experience here in Taiwan. As Manimal will come in for Derek, as the Dreamers sizing down here as understandably kind of their only option.
Right, with Gilbeck on the bench, they're just going to have to rotate between just those two players, or maybe add one more in the mix. They don't have a lot to go to when it comes to that position, though, tonight, as far as substitutions.
Another mid-range, but this one missed by Pointer. They do not have other big men, local big, so Portell. There's another turnover by the Kings. But they're getting back as Manable misses a close layup.
Both teams going small now on the court.
This time Yangxin just drops it out of bounds. Not a good start for number 13. Just over 2 minutes left in the first quarter. 5 Kings have scored as Sir Dominic Pointer dribbles it off his foot, and kind of a little excuse me foul as veteran Ling Jingbang was looking ahead. And on the Dreamer side, they have 4 players scoring and 10 of them to Aji. Got a little bit of a stoppage as the Kings bench seemed to have an extra word with the crew chief before the inbound. Xiao Li in the bright red shoes, looking for teammates, stumbling, trying to muscle his way through to the basket, can't do it. Warner, he's fouled, gets the shot up. He'll have free throws coming up, but impressed, just like Kenny before, to even get it on rim.
Yeah, he felt that contact, and he knew he wanted to get up and try to get the ball up and try to get the continuation on the foul.
Right now, definitely get the sense that the Dreamers are trying to run, but the Kings are getting back in time. And so it's kind of like, what do you have for that half transition offense? It's not quite working for the Dreamers, especially without Aji in there.
Right, yeah, they're going to have to either slow it down or regroup and try to figure out another game plan. Because the Kings are there. Once they get into the free throw line extended or the paint.
Only 1 for 2 as Jeff Wu now covering Joseph Lin at the point. Chen fading to the left. He buries that jumper. Pointer guarded by Xiao Li. Over to Manimal. He finishes through the contact.
Yeah, Pointer drew the defense to him and knew that as soon as he had 2 on him, that there would be a man open, and he was able to hit him with a really good pass.
Manimal has not seen that much playing time, having been traded over from the Pilots on the Dreamers' last matchup against the Lioneers. Got in there for 2 minutes, scored 3 points. Good awareness by him as he picks up the offensive rebound. Pointer taking contact. He'll go to the line with the basket. As I don't think the Kings bench even was aware of the 1 free throw situation.
That was a weird possession right there by the Dreamers. On that free throw, everybody just stood around. I think they didn't realize that he was only getting 1.
This time they box out, but Pointer sinks that free throw, and the Dreamers pull it to within 1. Joseph Lin, little mouse in the house until Ling Jingbang off the mark with his 3. Pointer gets by 1 over the dug, but he'll choose to throw the skip pass over to Jeff Wu. Can't get it on target, and maybe one last possession, but it's the Kings who turn it over in transition. Up ahead, number 14, easy lay-in.
They're definitely playing back and forth basketball right now.
Driving kick. 5 seconds left. Ling Jingbang coughs it up. At the second left, Hayden with a runner, but no. So some missed opportunities we could say for the Dreamers, but I think not so much as the Kings, who end the first quarter.
I think we could call that first quarter fast and furious.
They end up turning it over 5 times. They find themselves down by 1 here at home, but it's only the first quarter. We'll be right back after this.
Oh my God！ 是我们新北国王的啦啦队。
拥抱你身边
好了，美女，戴着白色口罩，美女，跟我们拥抱身边的人好吗？哎呀，没关系，我这位美女有点害羞啊。好，2位朋友，我们来拥抱身边的人，拥抱，互相拥抱，互相拥抱。好，没关系。好了，2位朋友，我们来互相拥抱一下。OK， 是我们的小C，是我们的小绿。我们3个这个我们的一杯呢也拥抱在一起。好，2位朋友，我们一起拥抱一下。不要啊，不要啊，很勉强啊。Hello， 2位朋友，跟我们的 Medical 还有我们的 Murens 一样，互相拥抱好吗？哇，我们的啦啦队都拥抱在一起，团结力量大。Hello， 有没有？哦，已经拥抱在一起了，非常好。Hello， 美女。我们来跟旁边的人拥抱在一起，好吗 ？Hello， OK。哦，突然觉得画面也蛮像的，衣服配色也刚好一样。哇，是我们的苏经理。
It's Peter Gashar sitting next to Jason Washburn there. Sanya Bulang, or March Mayhem on the +League social media as the Kings get the inbound. It's a little sushi. Ling Sushin in alongside of Byron Mullins. They bounce it around and Ling Jingbang too strong with a push shot. So if you're just joining us, the Dreamers seem to have only one import available as Brandon Gilbeck in street clothes. Doe will try from mid-range and he hits. Again, Ling Sishin running the point. He's freed up. And all good with it. 3-pointer.
But they let him have it, so he took it.
Second-year pro out of Taiwan Normal University. As Doug Green lines it in. A low line drive 3.
I know the Dreamers are excited to have him and Kenny back. Provide a little bit of 3-point shooting and aggressiveness on the offensive side.
Dreamers kind of back to that zone defense as Xiao Li with a bad miss there. Pointer nearby, lays it in softly as the Kings didn't quite get back.
Yeah, taking advantage of Byron not getting back as quickly as he should. That middle was wide open.
Xiao Li will try from 3, getting his own rebound. Now, Byron Mullins has also shown off good range, so Hayden right away, right on top of him.
Yeah, he's not afraid to shoot it, and he has proven that he can make it.
An overshot by Ling Jingbang. As Steve Tenjunen working with Ling Jingbang to cover pointer. Just clearing it out with the old defensive lock. The only one to beat. Does a good job. As the bounce is in. Sergami Pointer using the window.
He used a lot of the 24-second shot clock on that play.
Lingjinbang or Bangge or Bangbang. Not typically a guy that imports like to go on one-on-one. Byron Mullins gets it off, and what a beauty. With that counter 3, it's the Kings down by 5, but there's a foul on the floor.
The Kings have several outside shooters that you just have to be aware of at all times. And Byron is definitely one of those. If he starts to get hot, you could be in trouble.
Yeah, when he makes threes, they usually come in bunches too.
Yes.
Go away on the quick catch and shoot. Kenny Manigault, his first stat of the game is a defensive rebound. Byron Mullins from the right side, but it dances off the rim. Kenny Chen back in the fray. He'll push it up. Jeff Wu in some traffic, throws it into the hands of Big Sushi.
Good help on that weak side.
Kenny Manigault trying to go left, but Derek's there for the stop. Trailing three-pointer, drives and throws it to the LED board. Not quite on the same page as Kenny there. Quickly, Jeff Wu off for Lu Guanliang. It seems like one of those games where we'll have a lot of substitutions, very short stints, as the Kings trying to get their defensive mojo going. Call the timeout, and we'll be going to another break. We have these following messages for you, the viewing audience. We're back inside of Xingzong Gymnasium, home of the new Taipei Kings, celebrating International Women's Day coming up tomorrow with their Lululemon Queens Week, with a lot more festivities and promotional items coming on the upcoming weekend. But they find themselves down by 5 against the Dreamers, who played pretty solid defense after making some first quarter adjustments.
Yeah, they keep switching from a zone to a man, just mixing things up and giving the Kings different looks.
Byron flashing, now setting the screen as Steve trying to fade away. Yes. Seemed like a set play they had, and I'd assume the emphasis on that timeout is the defensive end. Doug on the down screen fakes the shot, as Derek will take his place and miss. Quick low post for Byron Mullins, who spins and hits. Just as fast, the Dreamers start their motion offense. Kenny, though, slips through and he lays it in.
A good look by Kenny to find the hole on that penetration.
Sushi already having hit 1 3. Rebound scooped up by James, and lucky to hang on to it as he had several Dreamers nearby. Looks like the Kings opting to go with Kenny Manigault now at the point, taking out Sushi Lin for JJ. Immediately, he's got an open look and airballs it. Well, last time he airballed a 3, he came back and hit a 3. So as long as you keep 50%,
right, we'll see
I don't think the Kings would mind.
We'll see if that happens on his next look. Hopefully he won't be a little gun shy on pulling the trigger. He'll just go ahead and let it fly.
And on the other side, commits a sliding foul. More substitutions as Joseph Lin will come in for Steve.
As you mentioned earlier, with this pace, they're going to have to do a lot of substitutions.
Kenny with the screen from Derek, no good. Well, scoring in the second quarter has certainly slowed down. Mullins fires a pass off to Manigo, right back to him. He gets it in.
So against that zone, you got to look for them gaps. You got to shoot those gaps, and once those gaps close, you got to either kick it out or look opposite, and that's what they're doing.
To the basket, no good by Derek. Those are ones you would think he would take care of. To the basket is James, unnoticed. Good find by Joe Lin.
Yeah, that trip down, the Dreamers just did not get back on defense.
Back door as Luke went down. He'll try the mid-range, no problem. Joseph Lin left wide open. He goes the 3. And that gives the new Taipei Kings the 45-43 lead.
Really good look by Joseph. Had his feet set, followed through. Nice looking shot.
Doug on the handoff will try to counter. He does.
Same thing on this end. Doug got the pass, full elevation on his jump.
Byron Mullins from up close with a reverse lay-in. Hayden left wide open. He'll try from 3, and it's nylon.
I think the Kings got caught just standing and looking on that defensive side.
A foul from behind as Byron Mullins there in the middle. The Kings will get even more lethal scoring-wise with Amigo coming out, but see that nice make by Byron Mullins, and he would be correct. He was pushed in the back there. Things finally settled down as now Manimal's in the middle of the Dreamers zone. Out to JJ from left side 45. Not quite the make we were expecting. That was a lot closer. Haji fouls Joseph on the rebound.
At least he hit the rim that time and was able to give a rebound opportunity to his team.
So under 5 minutes to play in the half. Kings rifle it around. As this time Amigo pushed on the catch.
You know, they're playing textbook offense against the zone defense, using their passes, looking for those gaps, cutting into those holes, making really good looks and passes. I know some high school teams that could watch this game and take advantage of how they're playing.
Dekes Kenny Chen into the foul after the shot fake and drive. So very quickly, the Dreamers picking up 3 fouls on this trip.
That's just Amigo right there. Years of experience just getting the defender up in the air and then going into him. Now he's at the line.
Drains the first free throw. Amigo on the season. 14.7 points, 80% free throw shooting. The shooting field goal percentage, I should say, not maybe where he wants it, but he also does take a lot of high difficulty shots too.
Yes. He's usually heavily guarded because of his shooting expertise that he has. And shooting range.
Kenny brings it up off the court. Aji with the little screen. Now it's Manimal slipping, but Byron Mullins up to the task, so a kind of desperate hook shot there.
He did not want to go one-on-one against Byron, so he adjusted his shot.
Good control by Kenny Manigault as he gets it in. And Manigault with a couple buckets on the game. The 10th King to score, in fact. Warner getting a lot of space. The long-range three is out. And a hustle rebound by the Dreamers. They can't convert as the Kings have Joseph Lin with a quick fire three. He hits!
Pushing that ball down again in transition. Joseph was feeling it as he received the pass.
In the last game, here in New Taipei, was a little bit minus 10 points, but he did have his career first 10 assist game as Aji misses on the fadeaway. Manimal, another offensive board. Mullins giving it some space. Another successful stop for the boys in yellow. The ball right on target of the rim. Intended pass for Mullins as they have a 3-on-2 the Dreamers do. Kenny will try from the corner, but in and out.
And the pace continues to be fast and furious, pushing that ball up.
Mullins, he's got an open look, but it dances off the rim. Wu Guanliang from the left corner. As third Dominique Pointer jumps above Byron Mullins for the putback. And it looks like the Kings call another timeout in the game. At this point, they look a little bit disinterested on the defensive end, especially when it comes to those Dreamers' offensive rebounds.
Yeah, it just seems like they're standing around over every shot, just watching instead of finding somebody and boxing them out to get the rebound. And Pointer just went over Byron Mullins that time to hit it in, to tap it in.
Right now, if you go to the Plus League website, PLeagueofficial.com, and follow the game and the statistics there, right now we see 6 Dreamers offensive rebounds, but sometimes those extra tips also put a lot more pressure on the defense as well.
Right, because they have to realize that somebody may be coming up their backside to look to get that rebound, so they need to have their head on a swivel, finding somebody to box out.
Also working in the Dreamers' favor, but, or maybe not, you could say, they've also missed 4 free throws too, so they could be the ones tied or on top of this game. The next game on the Plus League schedule is the Taipei Fubon Braves against the Kaohsiung 1-7 Live Steelers. The very first time Beast Lin Zijie will get to face off against Jeremy Lin here in Taiwan, as they were opponents for a very brief window over in the mainland CBA. That'll be really exciting. There will be an English broadcast for that matchup. There you see Carmen having a career game, but not registered for this one, sitting with Brandon Gilbeck. And it's Phil Chen and Mrs. Lin sitting courtside close to the Mandarin broadcasters taking in the game. Jay Chen, Chen Zhenjie, number 0's in as the Kings get another open look. Team rebound, you could say, by the Dreamers. As Manimal slips through and gets another lay-in.
Again, the Kings just weren't getting back on defense, so that lane is wide open.
They do kind of get away after giving up an open look. High ricochet of the basketball as a little 3-on-2. Jay Chen Good control, finishes the layup there. Another transition score. Amigo choosing to slow it up. But Joseph Lin saying he wants to go to the basket. Byron Mullins fouled down low on the gather.
Kings are not wanting to give up a lot of fast break points, but they've done it so far in the first 2 quarters of this game. Need to be able to get back a little bit quicker on defense.
Chen Zhenjie played 12 minutes in the Dreamers' last game. Byron Mullins rolls in the free throw. Byron Mullins in their winning streak averaging 27.6 points. 1.5 minutes left as Sir Dominic Pointer with a really acrobatic long range 2. It turns into transition opportunity for the Kings.
They have really good ball movement right now. They're not making their shots or getting back on defense.
ID crossovers left, missing the 3, but Manimal again with effort, getting another possession. Chen with Mullins in front of him, given space, the hand is up, the shot short, and once again, long rebound to the Dreamers as Aji slices through.
I think he realized that Byron was out. He was going to take the chance of driving in, opportunity for a layup, which he made.
Mullins through contact, can't make the bucket. Luckily the other way, Manimal fakes once, but this one unlucky, it bounces out. Amigo will try from long range. And this time catching it right back from Byron Mullins.
And on that play, everybody just seemed to be standing around. I think they were looking for a foul to be called, but it didn't happen. I think the Dreamers were surprised that they didn't get that foul called.
Sir Dominic Pointer having a long conversation before heading off to the Dreamers bench as they just called timeout. The hand to the back a little bit, but then the rest of the Dreamers fell asleep on the second effort. 57-57. It is a rather high-scoring affair between the two teams. The average halftime combined score in the Plus League only would be just 94 points. And so we are well above that mark.
Yeah, they are pushing that ball up quickly on almost every possession.
Now, for different reasons, there's also a lot of offensive rebounding opportunities for the Dreamers. It's a little bit mostly on their effort and their scrambling ability. And for the Kings, obviously, they have the height of Quincy Davis or Byron Mullins. So anything close to the basket, you would think could be theirs, with the Dreamers out of 7-footers out there.
Well, the Dreamers are really crashing the boards on every shot, so they're able to take advantage of, at times, Byron being out or not foxing anybody out as well. So they've had several second opportunities on missed shots.
The Kings out of their timeout first, having to set up a defensive formation, whereas the Dreamers will have their opportunity to go on offense. A number of other guys out, including Kyle Lee Kayen for the Kings. One of the rare opportunities for him and Joseph Lin to start together in the last game. Doug Creighton going to inbound with 2 Kings. Showing pressure, now backing off. Joseph Lin now crowding Achi. He maneuvers right, picks up the dribble though. Pointer on the low post, spins and fires, he hits it. The bucket is good as the Dreamers will end the first half with a 59-57 lead on a Tuesday night. Sure showing a lot of effort and urgency as the Kings will head to their locker room with their chance to reset, though. We'll go to
6位球迷朋友，来，1、2、3、4，我们两两一组哦，2位是一组嘛，对不对？好，2位一组，2位一组 ，OK。那规则请听好了，规则非常简单，我们总共有6个角锥，6个角锥。那我们呢要从这个底线运球绕过我们的3个角锥，绕过3个角锥，然后再绕回来，总共1趟。那最快完成的，我们是以计时，个人的计时啊，最快完成的球迷朋友就可以获得我们新美国发光的篮球1颗。好，我们哪一组想要先上的，当然就是我们这一组了。那麻烦呢，请到我们的这个底线。好，各在一边。对，绕过3个，然后再绕回来，要记得回来也要绕哦，回来也要绕。哦，对，最后要记得上来，要上来成功，要记得上来哦。好，双方准备好了吗？双方准备好了。好，我们计时的工作人员准备好了吗？好，来准备，3、2、1，出发！好，双方都各绕过。我们右边这个朋友跟小钢炮一样啊，比夜市的小钢珠还快，就近。好的，好，双方的计时又暂停。好，双方前面几个掌，表现得非常好，几个掌啊。好，我们第2组朋友。那我们这2位朋友也先让我们旁边稍等一下，我可以帮你们记好时间啊。好，计时人员 OK 吗？好，双方 OK，Ready， set， 别紧张，还没，3个而已，还没3、2、1，不要紧张啊。来，准备，3、2、1，出发。好，双方速度非常的快。OK。来，上来，成功！好，不要有要求的上来成功为止。好的，计时暂停。这2位朋友先按几个掌。好，那我们旁边稍等一下，来，接下来到我们的重头戏了。这2位美女，以最快的速度跑过去，再跑回来上来就对了。好，准备好了吗？准备好了。3、2、1，出发！我们目前呢是右边这个穿着米色的英文这位美女，越这一球没有，我们旁边这位美女已经追上来了，双方以相同的时间点，大家肯定究竟谁会先投进这一球？
It's halftime here in a matchup between the New Taipei Kings and the Formosa Taishin Dreamers. As you see, the fans in the stands on a Tuesday night. It's Tons Away and Aaron Youngson on the Mandarin broadcast. I'm Ryan Chen, joined by Darren Portell on the English commentary, and kind of sorting through our thoughts from the first half. As we mentioned, there's a lot of substitutions, a lot of guys getting opportunities, but the rhythm is also kind of getting thrown off a little bit. But one thing's been consistent. Both teams have really wanted to push the pace from beginning to end.
Right, both teams just keep pushing that ball up and looking to fast break and looking for those opportunities to get those easy buckets.
Now, they are doing it in different ways. The Kings are kind of firing away from the three-point land. We'll see the totals as shared by our producers at Momo Television, but they've been choosing to shoot the three a lot, and they're hitting on their season average of about 34%, which is good. But in the Dreamers side, when they push the pace, they're also being aggressive, getting the ball into the paint as well. And despite not having any import bigs, I should say, they're having success even against Quincy Davis and Byron Mullins for the Kings man in the middle.
Right, with both teams choosing their style of defense, the other team is really benefiting from that. So the Dreamers are playing a zone, and the Kings are able to find the gaps and find the holes, and then the Kings are really playing a hard man, but they're not getting back on D, providing those fast breaks.
I believe it's one of the rare occurrences since their return from injury, but Doug Creighton and Kenny Chen being out there on the floor gives the Dreamers a lot more confidence in their guys figure it out for themselves as well. And on the Kings side, it seems like they had some early turnover woes, but in the second quarter, they certainly weren't getting to the 50-50 balls like Coach Marchand wants them to be aggressively.
Yeah, at times it seemed like the Kings were just standing around watching. And as you put it earlier, not really invested or interested in the game. And so they've got to be really aggressive.
There's the combined team statistics. We have points on the top row, then field goal shooting, three-point shooting, rebounds. Only a 1 rebound advantage to the Kings. And assists, the Dreamers might be down by 1, but to our surprise, they only average about 16 assists per game. So they're going to blow away that mark in the second half. And to me, they're also a team that wants to get a little bit of movement into their offense, but it might not be resulting in assists because a guy might need to make 1 move to beat his opponent. But in this game, they're finding a lot of opportunities. Once again, a reminder, Friday night at 7 p.m., the postponed game between the Taipei Full-On Braves against the Kaohsiung 1-7 Live Steelers will take place down at Formosa Stadium. In an exciting first matchup between these two teams since the signing of one Ling Su-hao, Jeremy Lin. We'll be going to another break. The rest of the breakdown after this.
让我们下半场比赛前时间交给我们的 DJ 上。
My PLG and PLG car scents to freshen up your holiday vacations or daily commutes. Get yours at PLeagueofficial.com. It's the new Taipei Kings down by 2 at halftime against the Dreamers as we bring you the top scorers. The Dreamers started off things with Achi hitting a lot of his shots from the outside, and then Sir Dominic Pointer is kind of taking over the game with his effort and his athleticism. He's got 15. Derek Leadaway started the game with 8 points, and his fellow front court starter, Manimal, had that bank 3, but then some other effort plays from him, getting his scores. He got 7. And on the King side, Byron Mullins only played the second quarter. He had 10 points. Amigo, 9 points. Suzushin hit his first 3. He has 7. Quincy Davis only played the first quarter. He has 7. And Joseph Lin chipping in with 6 points. Typically, especially on the King side, they're going to really shorten their rotations in the third quarter. But in a game like this, it's kind of hard to predict what their thought is.
Right. With the pace that that they've started, I don't think that they can just minimize their substitutions. I think they're going to have to continue going as they have and just substituting in and out quite freely.
Well, after a first half like this, they certainly have, a whole half, and that might be in their game plan. They do play 3 games this week, which is the most strenuous workload of any Plus League team in the third season, having played so much. But previously, the Braves did a pretty decent job winning 3 of 4 in a very short span before heading off to their ESL competition. We can talk about that and more after we come back from this last break. Former New Taipei King, Steve-O Gashar, also in the building, dapping up Jason Washburn and his brother, or Steve-O's brother, I should say, nearby.
It's really nice to see when players from other teams come and come and watch games. I know Byron goes and watches a lot of other games also. And it's just cool to know that they like basketball enough that they're going to go and support their friends even though they're on different teams.
Yeah, maybe if there was an award for attendance, Byron Mullins would definitely be for the front runner so far in the season, having attend especially a lot of Braves games where obviously Steve-O's his friend, Chris Johnson is his friend, and previously Perry Jones was on the Braves, and Perry Jones sometimes joins him to go watch Braves games.
Yeah.
The ball is inbounded as Dillway finds Sir Dominic Pointer from the left side, and he overshoots the three. A little too excited. We left things off. Dreamers up 59-57 as Big Sushi's got the close score. Assist by Amigo. Now we mentioned he hit his first three as Dillway tries to answer with a three. Looks like the Kings have a little friendly fire. Bounce that out of bounds.
Be interested to see how the Dreamers respond to this third quarter, and see if they can maintain this on the defensive side and the offensive side.
Now we mentioned maybe some of the early struggles by Big Sushi, but he was averaging 8.5 rebounds per 36 as Derek shows off the sweet finger roll in the middle.
When you get to attempt shots like that, it's easier to stay in the game. Nice little finger roll in the lane.
Well, I was mentioning Big Sushi is the fourth highest local forward in rebounds per 36 as Amigo drains the three. So my point being, James does find his own ways to contribute. Just need to get on the floor and stay on the floor as Pointer throws it right to Manigault. One man to beat. Achi just gives him a little hug as there's a first foul in the second half.
He did not want him to get a continuation shot, so he made sure to let him know he was there.
Definitely got to be careful that you don't get called for you as you see the pass right into the hands of number 55. But going for the ball, and good that everybody's safe and sound as I think that ball just ricocheted off Byron Mullins' face. Maybe it's partly deflected or something. Some odd basketball going on as Jeff Wu, he started the second half missing from three. Quickly to Amigo on the left side, no problem.
That's two in a row for Amigo. They're going to have to be aware of where he is.
He was 0 for 6 in the last Kings game, making up for that. There's Pointer off the mark.
And the Dreamers seem to be settling now for outside instead of looking to take it inside like they did the first half.
And taking it inside as the Kings as Big Sushi gets the lay-in. Achi, pick and pop with Derek. No good. Now Sushi on the dribble drive, but rejected by Pointer. Well, that's one way to make up for the mishaps on the offensive end. Wow.
Let's see how high he got on that. That was beautiful.
Previously it was the back door by Big Sushi. And we see Pointer.
Oh, his head was at the rim or above it.
Manigault will try from the right side, but halfway down and out.
The pace has slowed down a little bit. Now they're looking to work the ball around a little bit more.
A little bit of a break for the Dreamers. Let's see if they can cut into the 6-point lead. Jeff Wu to Derek, bumbling through, missing with the left hand.
They keep going to that high pick and roll.
Quick fire three by Joe Lynn.
Just not had a good look yet as a result of that.
Achi fouled as he was trying to get through. The first foul by the Kings on the quarter. In the last game, of course, we mentioned Bigman Karaman with 46 points. Ball goes out of bounds. That mark will be the Dreamers' individual player high in any game. As Aji getting it around the defense, but just off the rim. They swing it around as Derek pokes it out of bounds. Good effort there. So 15 seconds on the shot clock, as we expected. No early substitutions in the third quarter. Amigo coming around and knocking down another.
Looked like he was calling for a sub as he was getting ready to throw that ball in, but who needs rest when you're shooting like that?
Number 11, Aji will try, and he gets the answer.
There he
Throws
goes.
in the three. On the quarter, Amigo 3 for 3 as he's fouled first. Awkwardly enough, they call a sideline out of bounds. Aji committed the foul first. Just like that, they're trying to get more offense in. Doug Creighton will check in and play power forward. Amigo guarded by Jeff Wu as kind of knocked down there. A little bit of a, shall we say, misunderstanding with the defense. You can't knock down a player going out of bounds and not be a foul.
He did bump him a little bit. I don't know if it was enough to push him out of bounds, but everybody's smiling afterwards.
Weird double cut to the basket as the Kings free forward offense. Amigo can't go 4 for 4, but Byron Mullins right away will put it up. Two Dreamers take a little tumble as Aji will slow it up for them. Working left, now right. He's in the mid-range, the shot is up and in. 5 straight points for Aji.
It's nice looking for that high pick up there, being able to see around it and find the open space for that shot, for that jumper.
Nice interception by Pointer. He gets it back with one man to beat, slams it home.
Fast break points again, taking advantage of Byron not getting down quick enough.
Let's go, Peace! Let's go, Peace!
Manigault trying to beat Pointer, he can't. Got to step on him, but might have been tipped at the rim as the Dreamers go back on offense. Aji spinning out of the Joseph Lynch trap. A nice rifle pass to Jeff Wu. Swishes the shot.
Again, the Kings were just got caught standing still, just looking. Nobody saw Jeff Wu in the corner for the three.
Kings get Amigo isolated on the left side, and he coaxes a foul out of Jeff once again.
Pointer is going up for every shot to block, isn't he? He is fun to watch on those layups when he's going up for those layups.
With 6:14 left in the third quarter, the score table has issued our commercial break timeout. Let's get to enjoy the shooting prowess of one, Amigo Yang. Dreamers up for now. Coming up on the weekend is, of course, as mentioned, the Steelers Friday night game. They also have a Saturday matchup, as you see some new Taipei CTBC players in attendance. It's Albashir, the man with the dreads, and Eric Chiasher. Trying to maneuver around the concourses here in the building. It was just announced today, actually, that Albashir has now been approved to play in the local spot, shall we say, for Chinese Taipei's national basketball team, having previously played the quote-unquote naturalized player spot. So that'll be really exciting to see in the future. But right now it's the Amigo Yang show as he drops in the free throw too.
Yeah, he can go in spurts where you won't score much, but then all of a sudden he starts to get hot and he's in the middle of every play.
But only a 1-for-2 trip at the line.
Until he's disappointed with that miss.
On the Dreamer side, 4 players have scored in this third quarter. Aji trying to go with power. Tough finish. Count it. Foul belonging to his counterpart in Joseph Lin. Joseph Lin's kind of been on the wrong end of a few of these drives by Aji. They're a little bit slow to the mark, as Aji always having those pretty crazy tumbles on the ground. He's the leading scorer now for the Dreamers after that bucket. Quincy Davis is checked in the game. It looks like he and Byron Mullins would be split up after they played a lot of time together in recent weeks, which is an incredibly intimidating front court for any team to face.
Yeah, they definitely have the advantage when both of them are in there.
Kenny Manigault will slice to the rim. Assist to number 1.
Their personnel choice may be decided on tonight according because of the 2 games that they have into this weekend.
Sweet jumper made by Pointer. Drag screen now. A down screen for Amigo. He's trying to attack Pointer, and it looks like he will get the foul called by the slot official, although Pointer trying to talk to the lead official. You see the off-balance, one-footed shot by Pointer, but there we see a little bit of the body, a little bit of the hands. So it's going to be bonus free throw shooting for the Kings the rest of 5:11 in the quarter. Amigo Yang, he's got the Kings high of 20 points with a chance to be the game high 21 with a free throw. You couldn't hear, but that was me knocking on the table. To the basket, there's a foul called. Pointer trying to get it back with his aggression.
That's a good look. Once again, he's being aggressive and taking the basket to the hole. And fortunately for him, he was fouled on that miss.
Pointer stepping up to the line as Kenny Chen will check in. On the season, Pointer a 72.5% free throw shooter, 58 for 80. That being said, misses the first one.
He didn't look comfortable in that shot. Maybe get his feet set a little better.
Hasn't seen action since February 12th, where he played 27.5 minutes, 7 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. In a loss against the Steelers, the face of Jeremy Lin's debut. Hugh in the middle of the action, trying to get it out there. Finds Amigo as there's a offensive foul, they say, as the Kings trying to get the basket to score. And the referees will have a little bit of a conference while the entirety, it looks like, of the floor giving a little bit of a check. And now they'll go to the monitor as you see Quincy Davis. There's the call for the arm getting in there, but maybe the Kings do have an argument. Though it's our first video assisted replay, or in the FIBA terms, instant replay system. It's gonna be big because the Kings find themselves down by a little bit, but a foul by Quincy Davis will mean the Dreamers will be in the bonus for the rest of the way. Get another look as he was trying to block out 2 players.
So according to the rule, is it as he releases the ball?
Yes, it is as he releases the ball. It is really close, admittedly. But Amigo, of course, with his hot shooting, want to take advantage of it, and you could say maybe taking advantage of a little luck of the bounce of the basketball. You see, the ball is in his hands as Kenny Chen was trying to break through.
Yeah, it's still in his hands, so see what the officials decide.
Referee still giving another look as they're working with our producing and production group. Tonight it is Momo TV. Otherwise it's FTV or Formosa Television. Now, Momo TV and Formosa Television also partnered up to bring you the East Asia Super League Championship Week games previously. And they say the 3 will count and the illegal screen will also count. So, in a sense, both teams getting what they wanted. But the foul was definitely called, so in a sense, the replay gives the Kings a slight edge, or a slight edge back, shall we say. They are up by 1 as Pointer flies through and gets the pass off. Now Kenny hesitating, now going to the cup, but the bounce is out. Quincy Davis, of course, manning the middle there. Amigo getting around Doug. Out to Joseph Lynn, to Manigault down low. Free-flowing offense leaves JJ open, but the big bounce was a missed shot.
That was a good possession. They worked the ball around. They just weren't able, JJ just wasn't able to hit that shot. Took a little bit of time off the clock.
Aji from way downtown, he hits it.
He is feeling it tonight. That was a good look. That had to be a meter off the three-point line.
Over to Manigault. Kenny Chen can't get the stop as he did guess right, but athletic counter by Kenny Manigault to connect from close range. Iron Mullins, you see, about to check in as Achi making moves. No look past the Derek, who fumbles the catch.
Yeah, he had the opportunity there. He just could not get a good grip on that ball.
And Aji commits the foul in transition as a missed opportunity on one end. Doesn't result in points, but we've got free throws coming up.
Right. Still committed a foul on the other end. Up on that high screen, he and Quincy were battling up there. Quincy with them long arms he'll get him around you, and it's hard to get a pass in there.
The cue is out. Byron Mullins is in. We are tied up at 80. Manigault now with 7 points on the night. Pointer going quickly, puts it up and in.
If things continue, the Dreamers are going to have 4 out of 5 games scoring at least 100 points, the way they're going at this pace.
Both teams sure on pace as Byron Mullins gets a nice tap in. Not trying to go with power, with a little bit of finesse as the Dreamers turn it over on the inbound. JJ Jayota was the defender that caused it. Very quickly, they have a chance to make it a 2-possession lead.
That's something you're going to have to control, is keep those turnovers down. Now that you may be a little bit fatigued, tired, you just got to be sure of your passes.
Manigault will pull up from 3. Byron Mullins couldn't get the putback there. They rifle it over. Doug to Hayden for the lay-in. A little running the lane, a fast break.
They bring that pace back out, that quick pace, looking to bring it up, transition, get a good fast break opportunity.
Byron Mullins fouled as he had a mismatch down low against Kenny. So more free throws coming up. But shout out to former teacher at the Taipei American School, Mr. Early. He would almost always instruct his players on the fast break, don't go to the basket, go to my corner. And so that's kind of the result of it, is as Doug demonstrated there. Mullins on his night, 12 points on 5 of 10 shooting and 8 boards. Previously mentioned, he's averaging 28 points in their winning streak. He also averaging 18 rebounds, 3.6 assists, and shooting the 3-ball at 44%. And as we mentioned, he also has plus range too. Hayden slicing through over to Pointer. He'll try from deep range and it'll bounce out. Transition the other way. JJ saves it inbounds. Amigo trying to make it 4. Byron Mullins fighting hard. He'll grab the board, but missed a close one, or I guess relatively close.
He did definitely fight for that rebound, just didn't have enough legs underneath him to make it.
And Chen steps into it, but probably could have took another step or 2 in closer.
Talking about not having enough legs underneath the shot. It happens though. All the good shooters shoot at least one air ball.
Joseph Lin working with Byron Mullins behind the back once, but a second time on the pass. The turnover as Pointer will sky up for the lay-in in transition. So the Dreamers right back up on top as Manigault forces it up on target. Coaxing a foul. Looks like it's on Kenny, who again demonstrates great footwork, but that time doesn't get the benefit of the whistle. Forcing number 55 to earn it at the line. On the second attempt, drops in as Lu Guanliang will check in for Pointer. Less than a minute and a half left. Moshan taking Amigo off for some rest as Derek can't get in the close one. Manigault again on Kenny, forcing it up and in. Nice physicality there.
Derek is having the looks. He's just not been able to finish down there on that high give and go.
Hands up to Kenny with a flying finish. Another rebound for the Kings. A successful stop. They're rotating around, but Mullins taking on Kenny and missing the dunk on the follow-up. Just glad that everybody was safe there. Difference on the shot clock, game clock as Kenny Chen makes up for the air ball with a made 3.
Right.
Putting the Dreamers back up on top.
He took a step in, took his time, had plenty of opportunity, time. Defense was down in the lane, he made it.
They faced adversity against the Lioneers down early. A little bit short. They've been playing the King stuff as Sushi throwing the close one at the rim. Would have been a great dime by Joseph Lin, but it's still a close game heading to the fourth and final frame in a matchup between the New Taipei Kings and the Formosa Taishin Dreamers on a Tuesday night. We'll be back after this.
上方的大荧幕，看看自己呢有没有被我们的大荧幕给捕捉到。Hello， 两位。Hello， 两位美女，我们可以拥抱身边的人。Hello，Yeah， 很好。Oh Steve， OK， 好，两位朋友，我们来互相拥抱一下，握手也可以，好不好？好，没关系，握手可以 ，OK。Hello， 我们两位。Hello， 我们两位互相拥抱一下，跟我们的 Manigo 还有我们的 Murray 一样。好，两位美女。我们先放下手机，来左右两边拥抱一下，好不好 ？OK。Hello， 我们两位来互相拥抱一下，来，我们看上方的大荧幕。Yeah， 我们的小 Chris。我们卡米洛教练来到现场。来跟旁边拥抱一下，来拥抱，直接抱了，耶！真是幸福的滋味。
For Queen's Week with the New Taipei Kings, the theme of the fan interaction cam is to hug your neighbor. Chen will inbound. I believe he played at all in the third quarter as both teams kind of really working the entirety of their roster. Got a sidestep for open look three as Kenny Manigault takes off and puts it down.
That's a highlight reel right there. Send that into ESPN because that is a beautiful putback dunk.
Kind of felt like they had a little bit of a letdown with the blown layup to end the third quarter, but I think it more than makes up for that as Doug Creighton with uncharacteristic bank missed three as to the basket and one for Taishin, making up with the missed three.
And that putback can motivate a team to get going. You know, they see that their teammates doing that for them, so they just want to keep on playing.
That's Kenny Manigault taking flight, and Taishin, not that high, but he also went up for a tough finish there. A very quick 5-0 run by the home team.
The Kings were being aggressive and pushing the ball up the court on these last two possessions.
Little driving kick as he hasn't played very much, but Ryan Guguanyang will try the long range two into the hands of Quincy Davis. Manigault will get to the cup, but miss with the left hand as Big Sushi gets him another chance and a missed teardrop by Steve. He's got to work on his finishing in the mid-range. Little fake shot and slip pass, but again, go away. Kind of losing confidence right now.
Yeah, he's not been able to finish on those last couple shots he's had there in the paint. He's had good looks, open looks. Just can't finish.
Hayden finally comes away with a rebound. Doug gets two in the air. A little too casual with the pass, though, as the Dreamers still scoreless in the fourth quarter. Rifle pass, and another miss by Big Sushi. Well, they say in baseball, momentum is very temporary. Well, that's kind of the same case here as Manigault fouled by Derek.
Now it seems as neither team can finish.
But I will say, at least the Kings are getting close open looks, whereas the Dreamers still trying to figure out what they're trying to do. As you see Kenny Manigault from the baseline cam and right side high. Now he's stepping up to the line, listed at only 193 centimeters, or about 6'4". He sure makes up a lot of it with his vertical, though. The native of North Charleston in South Carolina. Kenny finding space, can't get it up over Q as Animal bounces it out. Trying to get the seal off the basket. Loose ball on the floor, saved by Joseph Lin. A little overpass. Bounce to the basketball, kind of random until Joseph Lin. Guy with a right-handed push shot, it's good. That's one thing we definitely could compliment Joseph Lin is whenever he gets his touches, he really settles things down. As kind of the rest of the Kings are trying to struggle for a little bit of consistency as Q affects that shot and then grabs the rebound. Numbers for the Kings as Manigault fakes the pass but blows the close one. Pointer and Aki about to come in for the Dreamers as Hayden had that shot rejected at the rim. Again, Joe Lin with the bounce. It's a personal 5-0 run and forcing the Dreamers to call timeout.
Yeah, it's time for a timeout. Everybody's looking tired.
That made basket makes it a 10-point game. The seal still on the basket for the road team. We'll be going to break. And the rest of the action after this.
New Taipei Queens， 全场一起帮我们新北国王加油！新北国王，新北，新北，新北，新北，尖叫声！
Let's see if the timeout will kind of stem this run by the new Taipei Kings as the Dreamers have the lead coming into the fourth. But a 12-0 run will definitely kind of quash that and certainly give the home fans a lot of energy.
Right. You know, the Dreamers have had the shots, they're just not able to put them in. So now they're going to have to really focus and get back into this game because a 10-point lead can turn into a 15-point lead if they're not careful.
Pointer back in action. Kind of play a big position there in the middle. Jeff Wu will fire away, but no good off glass. Manigault will drop a play, seeing the Dreamers in their zone defense. Crossing over right, taking the contact, overshooting it, and he will poke it out of bounds, the referees say. We got the slot side official and the lead official not in agreement. And it will be Kings basketball.
See the Kings slowing it down, working it around, looking for a good play. for a good shot.
Rifle pass over to Steve. He goes to the cup. This time he gets the bounce. They strip it from him. Numbers for the Kings. The alley is up. 2 hands down. It's Kenny Manigault taking flight.
Human highlight reel right there tonight. He's giving it all this last quarter.
Trying to behind the back dribble and another miss. Trying to put an end to the game. Big Sushi off target. Quickly, Joe covers the space between him and Aji as he's stuck in the corner. Out to Jeff. Ooh, finally. They put points on the board in the 4th quarter.
In that scoring drought, now they can have a good stop down here and get it within 10 or below.
Jeff Wu almost stripped Joseph Lin, but they call a foul. It's kind of a knife edge you kind of live on. See another look. Aji, the last man back, had no chance. So he did it on the putback, now he did it on the alley. You know what we're just missing? The one-man breakaway.
Give it time. We still have a couple minutes left in the game.
Entry now trying the tough step back. Leaves it short. As both referees call it for the Dreamers. Quincy Davis in the area code. In this 4th quarter, the Dreamers held to 1 of 10 shooting the basketball. Have also committed 3 turnovers.
Yeah, you got to be able to finish on those shots, like right there.
But it's Quincy Davis erasing that one. And Sir Dominique Pointer with a counter block of his own. Aji doesn't hit any of his teammates as they run their offense. Pointer going baseline. He picked up the dribble. As Delaway trying to catch Quincy Davis off time. He gets close, but he misses from up close range, and he did everything but make the shot, and now commits the foul. The Kings not shooting free throws yet, but they will be for the rest of about 6 minutes left. Darren had an opportunity, but Q was too athletic. Pointer showing off his athleticism again, but once again, Guido is as hard as he's playing and as much as credit we can give him, only 5 for 20 shooting the basketball tonight.
Yeah, and all of those shots are basically within the lane, within the paint. Just cannot get him to fall.
Nice pocket pass by Joe, but the Dreamers cover it up. In the right corner, the lefty floats it in with the right hand. Aji trying to put on the move. Ashai, number 26, will look for a pass.
You wonder if he shied away from the shot right there, knowing that he's been struggling down. So he had a look.
He'll try the 3 instead, rolls it in. And just the ever slightest sigh of relief for the veteran center. Joseph spinning. Couldn't get anything from the pick and roll, so it's Manigault to Amigo from the right corner. That's an odd looking play, but an open look nonetheless. In and out dribble as Pointer somehow finds the space, slices and dices for 2. And the Kings now will call timeout, having their lead shrunk to 10 points. They got the three-pointer in the corner, then Pointer getting the basket, also trying to get a little something extra on it too. Get another look. As you see, Derek usually shoots it from the top of the key, but quick fire three from the corner. As you see, Pointer getting the basket. Now, if he's talking about the jersey grab by Steve earlier, then theoretically the basket wouldn't count, as he didn't yet pick up his dribble. Well, and that's one of those cases where the referees kind of have their own perspective. Yes, exactly, their discretion on the play.
Or go over the top. Twos aren't going to hurt us, but threes will kill us.
It was smart for the Kings to call a timeout there. They didn't want to lose the momentum that they have.
Sunan, Kenny, Amigo.
Don't want this lead to get underneath double digits.
Set a dummy screen for Joe over the top.
Because as we saw the other night, the Dreamers can score some points really quickly, as they did this weekend. And so,
stop, score, get a rebound, and run.
Coach Marchand in the Kings huddle encouraging his guys to push the pace themselves. Now, to what Darren is referring to, Oakland Color-commentator leading the Dreamers effort in the fourth quarter, had 16 points in just 4 minutes of action. Of course, he's not in, but that kind of goes to show what kind of offense they can do. You see the last 6 games under head coach Lai Bowling, Dreamers are 4-2 with a plus 4 points in the point differential. So major improvement after his coaching debut earlier in probably the halfway point of the season. Quickly go to a Manigault post-up, looking for an outlet. Now it's Amigo's turn on former teammate Doway. Not great spacing until little tic-tac-toe passing between Steve and Joe Lin. The foul first on the perimeter. Will only be the first by the Kings. Though Color-commentator leading the Dreamers with a 43-point fourth quarter, a plus league record scoring in the final frame. The high is 44 points by the Lioneers last season against the Pilots. Backdoor, but Amigo is there. Wrong team. Little 3-on-3, but Joseph Lin calmly and coolly drops in the 2. His mother's got a fancy Joseph Lin light up cheer signage. Doway doing the around the world. Then losing the basketball. Kenny Manigault with Pointer to beat, and what an athletic block. They call it out of bounds, but I want another look at that one. That was the breakaway we were talking about, but not quite enough of a break. You see Manigault gather, and Pointer completely time him up. That's his 3rd chase down block of the game.
That is crazy.
Not deterred by being the only import for the Dreamers tonight. 6 blocks, which, if we're going by position, you would theoretically think it's a high in the plus league. Aki, out to Doug. To Doway. That time finishes with nobody in the lane to stop him.
Right. That's going back to what they looked like first and second quarter, where they were able to have that lane open for that easy dump down pass.
Stonewall by Q. Then Pointer jumps the pass. Spin move, 1 man to beat. He skies high for the lay-in. Not quitting on the game yet. It's only 8 points as Quincy Davis with a little modest alley-oop tip-in. That time the Dreamers don't get back. Jeff Wu rattles in the 3, and we have a game.
They're not out of it yet. The Pointer he looks exhausted. He has been doing everything tonight. Scoring, rebounding, blocking shots.
I noticed he kind of likes to have his pants a little lower. Missed shot at the rim. And no movement on the Kings bench. You would think maybe Byron Mullins might give Q a breather. As Doug Clayton with the dagger from outside. No movement on the Kings bench yet. as they see their lead shrunken down to 4.
Yeah, momentum could be shifting. Watch out for the Dreamers to...
Quincy Davis shoots it outside and no rebound, so chance to cut it for 2 or even 1. Pointer lost the dribble there. Pressure put on by Taishin and dutifully defending the import as we have a foul first. Look out, cameraman. The ball almost knocked into our expensive technology. We get another look at the first 3 by Jeff Wu. And then Doug Creighton from way downtown, of course.
Coach Marchand is going to stick with this crew. Feels good about them being in the game.
The Dreamers now 13 of 31 shooting the 3. The crowd trying to urge the home team as Quincy Davis called for a foul. Trying to argue for the flop by Doway.
Calmly saying it was a flop.
And Joe Lynn trying to help him out. But I think you can kind of understand Quincy Davis was really using both hands.
Yeah.
And so
had a little bit of a grip on his jersey, pushed him out just a little bit.
If it was one hand, you can understandably say it's hard to push a guy over. But with 2 hands, just naturally that could be a foul. So when he goes to the ground, can't really say. Kind of by the skin of their teeth, Doug Creighton misses the 3, and then an intercepted pass deflected by Taishin, who's played a lot smarter defensively here in the 4th quarter. Under a minute to go, Kings with the basketball. Joe Lynn tripped up and coughs it up. And a quick whistle as the Dreamers not in the bonus yet, but a miscommunication there as you see the 3 Kings marching down the court, not on the same page about what they were running there.
No.
Probably sensing the fatigue, the Dreamers want to call timeout, but this is a great opportunity for the Kings too to regather their composure as they're kind of flustered on the defensive end and they're kind of flustered on the offensive end just the same.
Yeah, this would, like you said, to be a good time for them to just gather up and decide how they're going to play this last 48 and a half seconds and what they're going to do on this end of the court.
I think it's important to ask ourselves what has been working for the Dreamers, especially on the offensive end. Well, something that has played out is the spacing that's really worked. It was Jeff Wu hit a 3 and then Doug pulling away further. And so it hasn't been that case in the second half, but in the first half, they had success getting a lot of layups, and maybe here they might be down by 2 possessions, but with 48 seconds left, maybe they can go for a quick 2-for-1 with a layup first, and then you really put the pressure on the Kings to execute, and they really have not been in this 4th quarter.
Right, as the Dreamers did first and second quarter with going down the lane, you know, with them hitting a couple 3s now, that may open up that opportunity again. So they need to take a look and see if it's open. If not, then look for that 3, but because they're starting to hit it. So you always want to look for the guy that's hit the 3s also. Look for the guys that are hot. And we have a couple to choose from. So they have a couple options as they come out of the huddle.
They're naming March 7th, Doug Creighton Day or Doug Day. He, of course, recently just moved up in the experience information column, as we call it here on the English broadcast. Having a smile alongside of Amigo as they get in their stances. As Jeff Wu to inbound, Aji swirls around.
Nobody's coming out for the pass.
Until it's Derek. Over to Pointer there. Slowed up by the Kings' solid defense. Until Jeff Wu pops 3. But that missed 3. Bounces the Kings' way. Q to Amigo. They can't ice the game, and the Dreamers not going to foul. Joseph Lynn trying to play keep away with Doug. who eventually commits the foul. You could say very poor execution, but they do stop the clock and are kind of betting on these free throws.
Yeah, but they used a lot of the clock up in that possession right there. If he was going to foul, he should have done it a little bit earlier.
I think they were trying to get the trap, perhaps, but Q just switched the sides of the screen. On the season, Joseph, 15 for 23. Important free throw, hits the first. On the game, that was his first. Already has 8 assists on the game too. Hits both of them, so it's still a 2-possession game. But the task a lot harder. 6 points, then 4 points. 19 seconds versus originally 48 seconds. And the Dreamers didn't get those options open on the inbounds, and they really didn't set up their half-court offense. They did get a pop-out 3 from Jeff Wu, but it was definitely difficult footwork having to backpedal like that.
Yeah. So they need to look for a quick basket and then foul quickly. Foul somebody that is not the best free throw shooter of the ones out there. And then hopefully have another chance to come back down and tie it or get a good look.
The Kings have been solid at the line, 15 of 20 on the game. Though on the season, there are certainly a number of spots where other teams can maybe selectively foul. They're a 69% free throw shooting team on the season.
1, 2, 3. Everybody on the glass.
And importantly, something that's been an issue for both teams is the offensive rebounding. Kings have seen 20, and the Dreamers have what feel like a very important and very impactful 13. But down the stretch, every possession counts, looms so large. And again, they have a similar setup. Jeff Wu to inbound, Aji presumably the first option. This time he goes for a screen instead, as the pass not deep enough, and that might be it. The Dreamers failed to execute. Now Kings getting over the timeline just in time, and they will run out the clock, coming away with a 111-105 victory here at home, and continue on to now 6-game winning streak. And kind of like their last victory against the Pilots, who had a couple opportunities to tie the game, but they don't quite get the execution right, don't get the lucky bounce of the shot, and in this one, have a little bit of a lead. And that fourth quarter start was really the big difference in the game as the Dreamers fought back ferociously.
Yeah, the Kings just turned it up a notch on the defensive end and kept pushing the ball up fourth quarter and just gained that little lead that the Dreamers couldn't get back into it. So a couple bad decisions were made and turnovers.
There you see, we haven't got to speak of his name, but Chris McCullough, former King, signed with the Dreamers, dapping up some of his former teammates as the players clear the floor. And our broadcast partners finally putting together the player interview in the post game. On the Dreamer side, they were led by Sir Dominic Pointer with 28 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and 5 blocks in a very complete effort. But his team fell a little bit short. And on the Kings side, they have 5 scorers in double digits, and throwing Q with 9 and Sanju now with 9. So they really were able to spread the ball out around in a game they really wanted to rest, I guess, not exert their guys too much, having 3 games on the week. So they finally putting together an interview. It's Amigo Yang. 24 points, 7 of 13 shooting. And asked about the strategy. as our broadcast
还
partners
是
are
一
probably
样
not
按
too
照就
happy
是
with
平常我们
Nolan's
训练的一些内容跟那
man
个
got
教
coming
练
in
的一
late
些
with
指
the
示。
water.
那当然今天就是人员上面就是可能在调度的方面，教练就是会用的比较快，所以
Amigo
让大
sharing
家都
that
有
the
机
coaching
会可
staff
以上
did
来的
say
配合这样。
they're going to have a lot of quick rotations.
很冷。
And now asked if the water's cold, that it was. Now asked about the performance of Big Sushi, Su Sixuan, who had a personal plus league high of 11
其
points.
实他在球队训练的不管是态度啊，还是他跟大家的磨合，其实都非常好。那当然，因为可能刚来这个新的球队，所以他很多都是在做一些角色的工作，所以也都是在配合我们。那当然，我们也都一直鼓励他，有机会的话你就大胆出手。
Amigo sharing that Big Sushi does practice well and perform pretty well, but he's getting the encouragement of his teammates.
没有啦，当然我也是希望说有这么好的环境，然后大家一起能够去更珍惜，然后更去努力。那可能对其他人来讲，两个联盟确实是一个竞争对手。那在我眼里，其实它是一个更互相合作、互相学习、互助的一个对手。那我觉得，不管大家是否开玩笑或干嘛，那当然我觉得，大家还是要就是很认真严肃的去看待现在的现况，都是得来不易。然后希望大家能够去非常的去珍惜现在的环境跟市场。
And the last question, of course, is to some social media sharing by Amigo, saying he wants everybody to cherish the basketball environment we have. We might have 2 leagues in Taiwan, but really hope to learn from each other and build each other up instead of tearing each other down. We'll go to one last break before wrapping things up from Xinjiang. Some other Plus League players hanging out a little longer after the final here in Xinjiang, where the new Taipei Kings emerged victorious over the Formosa Taishin Dreamers. And once again, it's the Taipei Fulham Braves heading down to face the Jeremy Lin-led Kaohsiung 17 Live Steelers down in Fengshan Stadium in a game that we'll bring to you with the English broadcast as well. It's Chen Ziwei and Yang Zhenlei on the Mandarin call. I'm Ryan Chen, joined by Darren Portell on this English broadcast. And what's definitely stood out from the very beginning when we learned about the rosters was the maybe short rotations and a lot of guys getting involved. And so I think with some confidence. I feel like almost everyone took their advantage in kind of a rotational game for the Kings, prepping for 3 games on the weekend. The Dreamers, short an import, actually kind of lose out an opportunity to see what combination will work, having to make a decision in a few weeks.
Right. You know, I think both teams did well, considering the fact that the Kings only played limited players, Byron, and he played limitedly. But then the Dreamers, they didn't have their bigs, their import players, and so I think both teams played well considering.
On behalf of the 6 teams in the league and our league operations, we thank you for watching. Thanks again, Darren. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you.